With a career as painstakingly created as Peter Gabriel, we'd say yes, the project Gabriel started so long ago and is in the process of finishing has always been him being as individual as any artist could ever dream of. And with his latest album, I.O., it's safe to say he isn't slowing down anytime soon. It's hard to believe there was a time when Gabriel wasn't the legend he is today, but there was. In my video for today, if you stick around, we'll explore the real reason behind Gabriel's departure from Genesis and some of the reasons he stated as to why he wanted to escape the trappings of rock stardom. In the documentary titled Genesis: A History, renowned musician Peter Gabriel detailed why he decided to leave Genesis and what was then seen as an earth-shattering decision. Gabriel's reason for leaving Genesis began upon the birth of his daughter. During that time, Gabriel found his commitment to Genesis waning. He believed his bandmates did not understand prioritizing family over their budding music careers. He said, the others really weren't appreciative of all that family side of things, which they now are. Their lack of openness and an understanding of that situation for me was a deciding factor as well. He went on the record to explain why the typical rock star life wasn't for him, citing, I felt I was becoming a sort of stereotype, sort of rock star, or falling into wanting that ego gratification. I didn't like myself. I didn't like the situation, and I didn't feel free. After The Exorcist director William Friedkin approached him, he found his heart wasn't with Genesis as it had been before. In the 70s, The Exorcist was very popular in the filmmaking industry. Gabriel recalled in 1998 that it was a really well-made film, and he had really great ideas for sort of revolutionizing Hollywood and bringing in whole new teams of people that never worked on film before. Gabriel discovered he wanted to do something different with his career than being part of Genesis would allow. When you're tied to a band, there's little room to experiment. Gabriel explained, as an artist, I need to absorb a wide variety of experiences. It is difficult to respond to intuition and impulse within the long-term planning that the band needed. I felt I should look at, learn about, and develop myself, my creative bits and pieces, and pick up on a lot of going on outside music. Well, what became of Genesis after Gabriel's departure? In 1975, Phil Collins became the band's drummer and lead singer. I've always found Collins and Gabriel to be polar opposites when it comes to singing ability, and why wouldn't they? They are different people with different skill sets. I enjoy what Phil brought to Genesis and in his solo career. He is a gifted singer and virtuoso in his drumming talents. A trick of the tail superseded expectations for what Genesis could be without Gabriel as lead. Later, Bill Buford of the band Yes will lend his vocals to Genesis' tour beginning on March 26, 1976. Since then, Collins has sung lead on a number of their albums except for when Ray Wilson briefly took over. For Genesis, I think their crowning achievements are In Too Deep and Throwing It All Away. In my opinion, an underrated record is my personal favorite, Duchess. When Gabriel made his departure from Genesis, they were only just beginning to make music. And while the 80s were steeped in pop offerings like Invisible Touch, they did not begin that way. Yes, Genesis was always a progressive band. Their later work would magnify a pop-infused sound that was far more marketable. Despite differences in how Genesis began and their journey thereafter, Peter has cleared up any room for speculation that he has animosity for his former bandmates. Rock and Roll Garage states, in 1980, Phil Collins played the drums on Gabriel's third solo album. He was a drummer on the tracks Intruder, No Self-Control, and Through the Wire. Gabriel has wished them well and even attended their show. So what didn't you know? Did you know all of these things about why Peter Gabriel ultimately decided to leave Genesis? Leave your comments in the community post tab on my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.